Welcome everybody to another Franchisor Zoom meeting. Today you notice that Jennifer on either side is not with me, but she will be back next week, so don't worry about that. But today we are excited to bring Nicole from Bang Cookies in to explore this opportunity a little bit further. And so Nicole, welcome. Thank you for joining today. And if you don't mind, I'll just turn the call over to you, let you give us a 30-second elevator pitch on yourself as well as Bang Cookies.
Great. Thanks for having me today, Matt. My name is Nicole Amico. I am talking to you from northern New Jersey, right outside of New York City. And that comes into play later for you to know because Bang Cookies is also from New Jersey. So I've had the opportunity to really watch the growth and see the factory. But a little bit about my background. I worked in New York City in corporate publishing for 20 years at places like Condé Nast, which is a big publishing house that owns Vanity Fair and Vogue. I was always in digital media. 20 years into my corporate career, I became a franchisee. I went through the journey that many franchisees end up on, where they're a corporate executive and they're looking for a second act, a side hustle, a little bit of a safety net. And I purchased a B2B office coffee franchise and I became a franchisee. And I became so steeped in the franchising world and loving it that then I started working corporately with the franchise sales organization that I purchased the coffee franchise from. That is called Oakscale Franchise Partners. Oakscale Franchise Partners is where I currently work, and we are developing Bang Cookies. So I both have corporate experience, I am a franchisee, and I've been on the development side of developing emerging brands with Oakscale for a handful of years now at Oakscale. So with Bang Cookies, Bang is something I am trying to convince my husband to buy, to put simply. Bang is, for all the reasons that now I see, I sit on all sides of franchising, and Bang, in short, is an organic, oversized, stuffed cookie. But it's way more than that, in that the CEO of the company has had a number of tech startups. He is from the New Jersey area, so I've gotten to know him very well, but he is a businessman who is all about customer acquisition and perfecting a product and the process. He is a front-end developer. He is Taiwanese American descent, and he very much lives by those standards, and he has brought a lot of Asian culture into his business model, and that dessert should not be too sweet. Everything should be like culture first, product quality needs to be perfect, and everything needs to be simplistic. So this franchise, as we dive in, you'll see it is a, put in air quotes, it's a cookie franchise, but we are very different from the other QSR F&B franchises, because we are a simplistic model that was built for franchising. The franchisee gets a small footprint, low overhead, quality control, high returns, very plug-and-play system. I'll take a breath there.
Yeah, for sure. And so thanks for the introduction. And, that's one of the things that I think is so intriguing about the model is the fact that it is simple for the franchisee, not having, well, and let's just go into some questions. So talking about the simplicity. So first off, what size space are you looking for a Bang Cookies?
We call them satellite units. They're 300 to 500 square feet. And as a comparison, most other cookie brands are a minimum of 1,200 square feet. You can also, this space can be inside of a mall, which would probably be a little larger space. So if somebody wants to do it in a mall, for those in the Northeast, we have Bang Cookies inside of the American Dream Mall and King of Prussia malls. Both are two of the most famous malls in the northern area, and they are going gangbusters. Those are not represented in our FDD yet, because neither have been open for 12 months. But in our FDD, what we have represented is a smaller unit in Jersey City, New Jersey, which is an outdoor, almost in a, you go up to the store in an outdoor strip mall area, and that one is 400 square feet. And then we also have one represented inside of our Menlo Park traditional indoor mall. That one is 800 square feet. we are comfortable with either. It depends on if you want to spend more in your rent or your marketing, because you're going to have to take on a bigger space inside of a mall typically because the mall will mandate it, but the mall also naturally brings in foot traffic.
Sure. And so talk about the equipment that's needed, which is the part that I love about this. You know, anybody that's wanting to get into that kind of food, beverage space, it's typically a massive investment, ton of equipment, ton of space, but with Bang, it's a little different, right?
Yeah, there is no hoods, no vents, which people in the restaurant space are very excited by. In this 300 square feet, all you need are freezers and ovens, because we are producing the cookie dough and the actual frozen cookie pucks at the factory. And then we are shipping on pallets frozen cookie pucks that are organic, no preservatives. We ship them to your satellite store and you freeze them. And you have walk-in freezers where these, I mean, it's super simplistic. It's a roller with a bunch of trays. You put it in the freezer, you take them out, you bake them, and then you sell them. You can have 2 shift workers working this. It is freezers and ovens and counter space, and that's it.
Yeah, I love it. And so a typical location, what are the hours of operation usually?
So since we're on the newer side, we're comfortable with whatever works for the market. So right now on the East Coast, we're doing more traditional hours, but we're speaking to a gentleman in Vegas who would like to be 24 hours to compete with a nearby Insomnia. And the CEO, George Kwan, is very flexible to the hours, working for whatever is going to be representative of the market. That doesn't mean only be open 2 days a week. It means like within reason, but if somebody would like to be open later and longer, or open late, you know, start the day later based on, really depends if you're going to be in a college campus. Like we have 2 that are almost in development at Rutgers University and Princeton University in New Jersey. My guess is those are going to open later and, like, you know, start their day later and be open later because they're going to be, their customers are going to be college students.
No, no,
Like
absolutely.
vampires. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so low square footage, low equipment. What does that do for the overall investment? Can you just talk about the investment range?
Yeah, sure. So for a single unit, so right now outside of the tri-state area, we are looking for people that are looking to develop at least 3, which has been every conversation we're having. People want more than 1. Franchise fee for 1 is 55. For every additional one is 35. That is in range / on the lower side for the actual fee. And then to get one of these open depends on where you're going to open it, an indoor mall and outdoor mall, and also depends on if you can get a resale unit. It's such a simple space. We think you can open an entire, not we think, we've opened one entirely with less than 200,000, including the franchise fee. So, but when I've looked personally to open one with resale, if you find a resale space, because it's really just a box, you don't need much in this space. And it's not expensive to outfit it either with the freezer and the oven. We have the point of sale system. So I would say very comfortably, you can do 1 for 200. You are break even within a few months. And for those that are doing development schedules, it's 1 per year, and they are paying for the second one easily, opening before the first one is done.
Got it. Okay. And so you know, there's a lot of cookie franchises out there, right? I think Crumble's probably the largest one that most people are aware of. And so, how would you compare Bang to something like a Crumble?
Sure. So we're the only, or we are certified organic. So we are, and all of the products are organic. We also happen to be kosher, but that's not even something that we really focus on, but we are kosher for people who are interested. We are the only organic cookie, no preservatives. The other big difference is we are a stuffed cookie, not an iced cookie. So a lot of these other cookie companies, when you go to buy one, they have sprinkles or icing, and you buy it in a box and you take it away, and it's more of a fork and knife experience, or you know, eat it and then it's a little messy and your kids have it all over, and they're great. We love all these cookies in my family. We don't discriminate against cookies in my household. So, but the reason that we keep buying Bangs in my household is because they come in an individual plastic wrapper. So we can go to the American Dream Mall, we pick out the ones we want. They will last inside of our refrigerator and stay fresh inside this individual plastic wrapper for 7 to 10 days, but we can buy more and freeze them. because of the way they're wrapped, because they're stuffed and not iced. So we freeze them, we take them out a month later, microwave them, cut them up, fight over the pieces. So the big difference of the product is what I just said. The big difference of the franchise opportunity is the cost versus return. You are getting 300 square feet, not 1,200. You don't need to hire workers who are mixing your flour and butter. You don't need to worry. If you read some of the articles about some of the challenges other cookie companies are having, it's really about quality control and the taste factor, because you can't control that. I mean, that's human. That's just the human element. Because we're producing the products at the factory, we have complete quality control. So the franchise, the differences in the cookies are the organic and the stuffed versus iced. That's the actual product. The difference in the franchise opportunity is lower investment, more simplistic to run. And then the difference in the marketing is huge. So as you and I are both franchisees, so we know customer acquisition is everything when you own a franchise. The ability to get customers for as inexpensively as possible. And with Bang, we have developed a school fundraiser program, which I will send you the link to, because we have a video of the one that we did in Ohio a couple of years ago, where think digital Girl Scouts on steroids, where because George, the CEO, is a front-end developer, he very easily whips up. Our website is beautiful and very user-friendly, and he created a template for schools to use when they're in their whole district. And kids can have a leaderboard where they're all selling cookies, the same way people sell Girl Scout cookies, but you can see who's in the lead. And the kids love that. And it's like, you're all of a sudden, let's say your nephew lives 2 hours north of you in Florida, and you get an email link to support his school fundraiser, and it's Bang cookies. Then you're like, what's Bang cookies? Then you order the Bang cookies, and they're delicious. So this school fundraiser is for the franchisees, free customer acquisition. And it's really spreading the word in the areas that's doing it. So our marketing, the other thing to mention on the marketing piece is we have a food TikTok celebrity named Corey B, who is an investor and who is our main social media presence. So Corey B has really gotten the word out. And the last bit that I'll mention is along the Jersey Shore, we have 5 in development. The one in Ocean County is opening soon. And for those of you that watch the Jersey Shore, Mike, the Situation, is involved in that opening. It's going to be sometime in September. He's going to be there with press as well. So there's a little bit more juice in the marketing, I would say, with this than the typical cookie franchise.
Well, that's exciting. So, the school fundraisers obviously brings a ton of brand awareness, and talk about that for just a minute. So I know we've talked off camera, but so corporate will manage a lot of that, right? And then the product gets shipped directly to the school, right?
Correct. Well, we would the franchisee would be the one spearheading the conversations with the district, because this is very much a community-based endeavor. So we want buyers who have some business operations or food operations experience, but are also steeped in the community enough where they can reach out. And when I say reach out to the district, I mean the town I live in has between, in the district, there's probably 12 schools between the elementary, the middle, and the high schools. You reach out to the district and you can get the word out that they can capture 40% of the returns on this platform. It's really them doing nothing because everything is digitally done for them. They get 40% of the return. The remainder of the revenue majority of it goes to wherever the cookie product is coming from, because somebody has to pay for the actual cookie. So if you have a franchisee that ends up owning a factory in California, then that is a different story. So those who own satellite units, they will get a little piece of revenue from this, but they shouldn't think of the school fundraisers as a giant, it's not for direct ROI, it's for brand awareness, marketing. You will actually capture some revenue too, but it is really the bonus customer acquisition at $0.
Yeah, and I mean the great part about it is they don't have to, produce the product at their local location, which I think is great. They're getting the brand awareness from it, but they're not having to actually do the work to produce the cookies.
The other thing to mention is, so cookies is the majority of the thing we sell. So we have 5 core flavors. We consistently have 5 core flavors. Every week we add in a special flavor. Sometimes it has to do with the season, like around Thanksgiving, we had stuffed apple pie. So there is always a secondary flavor. We recognize that people will often buy 2 cookies instead of 1 because they'll buy their favorite plus the special one. We do also sell brownies. That's a much smaller percentage of the revenue. We have soft serve ice cream, and we are launching gourmet coffee. It will be very simple for the franchisees. It is a machine that I'm familiar with. That is a press a button and have a fresh bean to cup of coffee. But so those are the other offerings. It's the cookies, brownies, soft serve, coffee. And with the coffee, the one thing to add is we are launching, I hope it's okay that I'm saying this here, we plan on launching like Cookie-chinos. So we're going to have like a cookie and a matching fun drink to go with it in the future.
That's exciting. That is definitely breaking news that I did not know about. So
You're
thanks
here first.
for. So walk me through like a day in the life of an owner. What does that look like?
Depends if they have a GM or if they're running it. So if they are running it themselves, then and they have 1 unit and 2 shift workers, I'll walk you through how George handles his day in the life with the factory. With his factory, he gets up and has an hour-long meeting with them every single day to talk about what is going on. He cleans the factory first. He makes sure that everything is ready. Then they start producing the cookies. And it's for him, it's an earlier day. For the franchisee, if they are running it, it would be something similar to getting in there with your employees before it opens, saying, this is where we're at for the day. This is what we need, making sure it's clean. But there's really, I don't mean to say it's not that complicated, but it's very different because you're not producing the product on site.
Right.
So we are very comfortable with semi-absentee or full absentee as long as they have somebody overseeing the staff that's there. And it can just be the people who are working there are taking the cookies out of the freezer, putting them in the oven. They're timed. The ovens are digital, so like it goes off and they take the cookies out, they cool them, they serve them, they sell them.
And so taking the cookies out, package them in the packages that you're talking
You
about.
only package them once they're sold. So we display them the same way you think of a crumble. We display them, you come in and you pick out which cookie you want. And then you take, so let's say you pick triple chocolate, my favorite. We take the triple chocolate, put it in the bag, and then hand it to the customer.
Sure. Awesome. Now, and I will attest, the cookies are amazing. We've been blessed with receiving a couple of batches of them over the last 12 months, maybe not quite that long, and they do freeze very well. You freeze them, put them in the microwave, and they're still just as delicious as they were as when you first get them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything that we haven't covered that you think is really important for, prospective franchise owner to know about Bang Cookies?
Sure. I would say as somebody who, so this is an emerging brand, meaning like it is very heard of right now in the Northeast. It is, for those who live in the area near where I am, there are battles already over counties. So it's an exciting time. I think often when you buy a franchise, besides the product and the brand that needs to resonate with you, you very much are investing in the CEO. And in this case, he is extremely experienced and detail-oriented and really ready to get involved with his franchisees and ensure their success. So that is the last bit I would say. I think I spewed out a lot.
Definitely a lot of information. And so what I will say to all of you that are watching this, if you are interested, feel free to shoot me a text message at 270-215-2844. I will get with Nicole. We'll make sure that your market's available and then talk through some next steps. But otherwise, thank you so much for the time today. I learned a lot, and actually we broke some new news that I didn't know about Bang Cookies, so that's even better. And look forward to connecting again soon with some more of our candidates.
Thanks for having me, Matt. Look forward to speaking to your candidates.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
Bye.